So in the next phase, shall I start? I mean, from the beginning or from the next page where we are?
It's
We
fine.
can.
We can continue.
Okay. So as you can see in this diagram, it's very simplified version. So on the just bottom level, you can see the hardware. On top of it, there is a kernel, which is, I mean, being yellow. Then there is a cell. Then on top of it, there is users, applications. So this is the whole architecture. How they communicate is shown by the arrows. So when we want to make any, command to read any file or write any file, or let's say we want to open any web browser or something. So these are called, I mean, user level task. So we use by using the help of applications we have like web browser or anything. So they use the operating system, the kernel, and the kernel uses the hardware to leverage the task we are issuing to it. Let's say we want to open a file, we want to read a file. So we will just put a command like cat, the file name, in the cell. You can see the cell, okay? So in the
Yeah.
cell, we will just issue the command. So what it will do, it will just tell the kernel that the user is wanting something. So the kernel, with the help of system calls, these are predefined functions for operating system. So using those, it will tell the hardware that okay, this task you have to perform. So then the hardware will communicate with the kernel, and it will read the file, and it will be provided to users. So this is just bi-directional notions here. So you can see how they are flowing. So users directly can communicate with the cell, then operating system, then hardware, then applications directly communicate to kernel also as well as cell also. That depends on the various applications. In the next version, that was just the introduction how it works in a basic way. Then we have a concept of file. Okay, so file we are very aware of that. In as we can see in Windows also the file is there. So in Unix we have a concept of file, but it's pretty much simplified as the file is everything in Unix. Yeah, let's say we are talking about any data file, we are talking about any connection, we are talking about any printer, anything. So that is we just say it file. But in a very layman style, the file is basically a sequence of bytes, nothing else. It's just notion of saying the block of memory. So we just say it file. Okay, so you can see the hierarchy here. So the top level is root. We call it root. Okay,
Yeah.
so and under it, the various directories will be there. Let's say data, bin, code, or whatever we can make it. Okay, this is the file system of Unix. Okay. So yeah, here you can see the heading. Everything is a file. In Unix, everything looks like a file. Whether it's a document, directory, inter-process communication, network connection, devices. So these are the things, and they are accessed in a uniform way. Like we will read, write, open, close, everything. The basic functions we will just provide on those files, and they will perform for us. So this is, and then there is a concept called path, and in that we can see absolute paths and relative paths. Absolute paths are the paths starting from the top. So when we want to go to any directory, we have to give the path from the starting. That we call absolute path. Okay. Then there is some, just see in the diagram, if you can see the red arrow is there. The red arrow is coming from the top. So we'll say that it is coming from the top. So it's the absolute path. I mean the complete path from the origin to the file. So it is called the absolute path. Then there is a notion relative path. Okay, so relative path is like when we are under one directory, so we want to go to some other folder in the same directory, but we don't want to give the full path. We just want to give I mean, the neighbor path. Like, so there is a concept in Unix which is current directory and root. I mean, one level of directory, that is parent directory. So using parent directory and current directory, we can move the location to the file we want. For example, you just see the notion double dot means move up one level, and single dot means current directory. So
I got that idea.
in the next path, if you just see, we want to access this file, that is double F. So if we want to access this file, just we have to press dot dot slash.
Go back
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
go back there and just access it. See, by the arrows, you will just understand. We want to access CC, so we have to go two level up, then we can access. So this is the thing, and then we have a notion home directory. So where we work, home directory is a user's directory. So wherever the user names is created, we call it home directory, and there are different representations. There is one tilde sign, if you are aware of. So using tilde sign, we can just